All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trucking California with Velox 18. My name's Nick. Velox 18 is the company name. That is my trucking company. I run my numbers, my MC, my DOT number, my CSA score. I gotta make sure I keep my things tight. Gotta keep a tight ship. We're still in the first 90 days of authority. We're like 70 something days in, I think. And we got the new Peterbilt and we're trying to rock and roll with these loads. But today we dropped the reefer trailer that we bought in favor of a US mail trailer. So we're gonna go pick it up right now in Richmond. We're gonna run to Oakland, Sacramento, and meet a guy from LA halfway, swap trailers, and then come on back to Richmond. So that's the way that tonight's gonna work. We're gonna run this 18 wheeler for a good little local run, and but it's the last day of the week. So last day of the week we gotta do the weekly review, the numbers, and we gotta show you guys what's up with that. So roll the music, stay tuned, love you guys, let's do this. All right, we are rolling, and we just left the yard over there that I park at, and we're rolling through Turlock, the town of my abode. And yeah, it sucks to go to work on a Friday night. It does. But it also sucks to not be able to pay your bills or not save up as much money as you want. So, you know, choosing the less sucky option, I think. And I chose these loads, you know, partially because I want to keep this relationship going with 10 Roads Logistics. You know, I like running loads that are local. I like the idea that if I ever have a company driver, you know, that's running power only, or, you know, even if I have another trailer or something, I like the idea of being able to schedule people for work, that they could go and make these runs. And so I kind of want to keep the relationship going, just out of, like, you know, the what if scenarios of the future. And they're not terrible paying loads. You know, I burn a little more fuel than I'd like to because I come home in between them. So I put on an extra, you know, 105 miles each way. So 210 miles a day of bobtailing to and from, you know, Richmond, California. But yeah, I just deal with it because it pays pretty good. So anyway, we'll get in more into detail about this load in particular and the weekly review coming up in a little bit in this video, a little bit later tonight, maybe even in the morning, we'll see. But for now, I gotta call my mom. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Love you. And yeah, she's turning 39, so happy birthday, Mom. It's weird that you're only a couple years older than me, but I'll be giving you a call right now. And all the rest of you, you don't get to listen in to my mom's phone calls. Sorry. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right, we are back over here to the USPS, United States Postal Service in DC. Something like that. And this is our homeless encampment. All right, let's check in over here. See what we got going on. So we'll just talk to them through a speaker, and they'll tell us where our trailer is, and then we go hook up to it. So let's do that. Hi, they're here to pick up trip 821.
Where's that going?
Sacramento and then LA.
Okay. What's your last name?
Jenkins.
Okay. HOV 450. It's right there in A5. Front of you, right front of you.
Okay, 450. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and just like that, we are in business. He said our trailer's right in front of us. It's in this spot A5, and it's HOV 450. So I can see it right here, literally in front of my face. So just got to get spun around. And then we'll hook up to this and we'll bounce. We will be bouncing. All right, we are out of there, but I just want to take one more look at this. What's looking like it's going to be a very awesome sunset. We're not quite there yet, but we're starting to get some colors. That's the dog park over there. So anyway, it's going to be a beautiful night, I can tell. Good night for trucking. Good night for trucking, folks. All right, hey, we got out of there. We're on our way to Sacramento from Richmond. We're not quite halfway, but the sun's going down. It's getting a little darker, and I want to talk to you guys about the rate on this load. So the rate, I kind of have a standing rate with 10 Roads Logistics. Basically, the first time I ever ran a load for them, I got it off the DAT load board. And it was actually out of Santa Clarita, and it was a round trip. And they were offering it for $1,600 on the load board. And I think it was kind of a last minute run type of thing. And so they were offering it for $1,600. So the route manager said, hey, I like you, I like the work you do, and I like being able to communicate well with you, so I want you to run some more routes for me. Are you available? I said, yeah, I'll be available, out of Northern California, because that's where I'm based out of. And she said, great, perfect. And I said, hey, anytime you want me to run, if I can get the rate that I got for this first one, I'm good to go. So with that being kind of our agreement, she said, okay, next time I have routes available, I'm going to see which ones you can do, and then I'll just send your name to the brokerage. And anyway, that ended up not working so well, because the brokerage last time, they messed up a lot of my paperwork, and they didn't know that kind of verbal exchange had happened between me and the route manager. So all they knew is that she had someone lined up to run the loads, so they just gave me like whatever their standard open negotiation, their opening bid basically for a route is $1,000. So they tried to give me $1,000, and I said, hey, I said I'd run these for $1,600, so what's the deal? And so they didn't get back to me. It ended up being this thing where they just said, okay, we'll fix it, but can you just run the loads? So I ran the loads, and they did end up fixing it later on. I had other issues too with 10 Roads. They gave me wrong addresses. It was kind of a mess, but they, this time she asked me, hey, can you run loads for me? I said, yeah, that's cool. Let's do this weekend. She wanted me to run into next week as well, but I was like, man, I've got to put the truck in the shop at some point. I've got to get that fender fixed. I've got to get the welds fixed. I got to get the bracket welded again down on this little panel underneath the cab. So I told her I can do the weekend. So I got Friday and Saturday night work with her through 10 Roads, and so the same thing happened. This time they tried to give it to me for $1,100. So I think what's happening is that we're doing it backwards. Usually you talk to the brokerage first, you negotiate a rate, and then they connect you to the route manager, and the route manager tells you what you're doing, where you're going, all that stuff. Well, the way that she's doing it, because she wants me on the loads, she's hand-picking me for the routes, and she's saying, hey, I want this guy to run this load. So when she sends the loads to the broker, she says, hey, use this guy. Kind of doing the broker's job for them, but also cutting out their legs from underneath them on the negotiation piece, because I've already pre-negotiated and said, hey, anytime you want me to run these, I'll run them for $1,600. So, but that means that they sent me a rate confirmation that says $1,100 this time. So I emailed them back. I didn't hear a response. She texted me and said, hey, I'm going to email them again, but can you please run it tonight? We'll get it fixed. We'll make sure that you get the rate that you want. Can you just run this for us? Because I don't think they're going to get it done before everyone goes home on Friday. So I just said, you know what? I will. You guys made everything right last time. Everything has worked out good. I've been paid. So I'm running this load, this $1,600 load on an $1,100 rate con with a promise that it's going to get worked out. So, they did it last time. So I'm not just going on blind faith. I have faith in them, but it is a little bit, like you just shouldn't do that as like a business owner, like run on a contract that isn't agreed upon. But at the same time, I also like kind of doing favors for people who are in positions like this where I'm coming through for them when they need it. So anyway, we'll see. I'm sure they'll make it right by it, but that's what this load is going to be. So anyway, $1,600, but maybe $1,100 if they decide to screw me over. We'll see. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys when we get up to Sacramento. All right, so we made it over here to Sacramento, and basically it says if you have a badge, use the left lane. If you don't have a badge, use the right lane. And all we're going to do is press a button. No one comes up over the intercom this time. You just press a button, and then they open the gate. So I'm sure they look at you on camera, make sure you got a trailer, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's as easy as this. There we go, we're open. So some sort of a recording comes on. It's like something about something too. I don't know, something about that speaker right there. And so anyway, now we're inside. And luckily, I've ran a route similar to this one. It might have even been this route, but I feel like they changed it or something. I think they changed the timing on it. Or maybe it's the same route. Maybe it has the same route number, but it's like just an earlier version of it. Because I did this same route, but I remember having to wait until like 1 a.m. or something like that. So maybe that was a different one that had a very similar route. Anyway, so I've done this route. I know what doors to go to. Last time I parked, I had to run in, ask someone on this side of the building, like, hey, where do I go? I've got stuff coming from Richmond. And then going down to LA, and they're like, oh, you got to go all the way to the other side. So now I know, all right, just drive to the other side. And I know that I just put it in docks like anywhere between 95 and 100 or something like that, 95 and 99, something like that. So I'm just going to go back there, find an open dock, and do it. I think Friday and Saturday nights, yeah, are the slow nights. So it's not like, you're waiting in line for a dock or anything. You just get over there and put it in a dock. So that's what we're going to do. And it's got roll-up doors, so you don't got to open the doors or anything. You leave it sealed up, you just back it into the door, and then go inside and talk to the expediter, and they get it all sorted out for you. So I'll get back there, I'll do that, and then I'll catch up with you guys when we start heading south. All right, so we've dropped our trailer. It's 2 a.m. So we made it here, dropped the trailer there, parked over here across the street. The idea is that we would get here at the same time, but y'all know me. They don't call me Velox 18 for nothing. We had some velocity on our way down here, so we beat our guy. So now we're just gonna have to wait for him. He said he's gonna be about 30 minutes, so we'll see. We'll see if that's an accurate statement. But there's the trailer. I got excited because I saw that other trailer sitting over there, but that's a different route number. So someone else already got here, swapped. I don't know, maybe the other guy went to go take a nap or something. Maybe he went, I don't know. Or maybe they have some guys who only do half the route and then someone else comes and picks it up. I don't know, it's weird. It's weird that he wouldn't just swap and, you know, be right here where we're at. But in any case, that's not the trailer I'm waiting for. I called the guy, I have his number. He says 30 minutes away. So we'll wait until about 2:30 and then we'll start heading back to Richmond, and it'll be about 3 hours for us to get there. So maybe a little less, but right around 3 hours. So that's what we're gonna do. We'll get back over there about 5:30. So get there by 5:30, get home by 7:30. It's not a bad day. I know I'll be tired though. Time to go to sleep. All right. I just realized I was staring off at that trailer wishing it was mine the whole time I was talking. All right, the sun's coming up, so we're coming right back in where we started in Richmond. Let's see what door they want us to put it in.
Morning, it's you.
Hi there, I have route 822 to drop off.
822. What's the trip number?
Trip number?
Oh, that's the trip number, 822.
Yeah, trip number 822.
Okay. What's the trailer number?
HOV 352.
Okay. Charlie 14, C14.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and just like that, Charlie 14, he said. So we're gonna go put it over here and drop it in a spot, and then we're out. We're done. All right, we made it back to the yard, and hey, it's that time of the week. This is the last load of the week. We are working tonight, Saturday night, but the load's not gonna finish until Sunday morning, so hey, it doesn't meet the cutoff. I know some guys like to count it because they start the load, you know, in the same week, but that's just not how I roll. So tonight's load's gonna start off next week, and next week we're gonna need whatever revenue we can get because the truck's gonna be in the shop. So we'll see what happens. But this week was good, even without tonight's load on there. It was a good week. So we did the one load for $2,000 from Lemoore down to San Diego, down to the border. And then we got that crazy 10-stop load from San Marcos, California, which is just north of San Diego. 10 drops between Sacramento up into the hills, Auburn, and some other places up there, and then all the way up to Redding. So anyway, those were the main loads, and then we did one local load last night, which you just watched this video of, and one of those mail runs from Richmond to Sacramento, just like 180 miles down 5 and swap trailers, and then come back up to Richmond. So easy day, good week. My back's feeling better, just in case you guys were wondering. Okay, we're not hobbling too bad. The traffic noise is getting louder, but oh well, you guys gotta deal with it because we got to keep El Hueso in the background. It's got to be there. That's why you guys watch this channel, is to look at that truck. That's why, if it wasn't for Gus, I would say that truck's the only reason I'm on this YouTube thing, but Gus is the real reason. Anyway, if you don't know who Gus is, you better ask somebody. So for the week, we did just over 2,200 miles. 2,200 miles, and we earned revenue of $8,200. So that's the best week so far. Similar to last week. Last week we did just over 8,000, so we're staying in that ballpark. And we spent less in fuel this week. Spent just about 1,600. And so after truck and trailer payment and insurance, we're still, you know, and fuel, we're gonna take home over $5,000. And I say take home, but you know, there's other costs associated with running a truck. You got registration, you got tires, you got maintenance, all that stuff you got to set money aside for. But there's plenty of money to be set aside when you, after fuel and you know, your truck payment and trailer payment and insurance payment, once all that comes out, you still got 5,000 bucks. You're doing good. You're doing good. So I'm happy. You know, it's not going to stay like this. So this is the season where you need to kind of put your head down and stack up a bunch of cash for when it gets slow. But we got to put the truck in the shop. So we're going to miss some revenue this week, this next week. But hey, can't start getting down about next week already, because we got to celebrate this week, right? This was a good week. These are the weeks that I hoped I would have when I started my authority. You know, I still got to hit double digits though. We still got to get that 10,000 mark. That's going to be the goal. That's got to be what we're going to go for. So right here, this is going to be the thumbnail. Hold on, we got get it in frame. I don't know. One of those is going to be the thumbnail. And I love you guys. Peace out. See you on the next load.